For nearly 30 years, I thought I knew my husband. He was the man who brought me flowers on my birthday, who kissed me goodnight, who held my hand in church every Sunday. To the outside world, he was the perfect husband, charming, respected, admired. And when he died suddenly of a heart attack, everyone told me how lucky I had been. I clung to those words during the funeral. I convinced myself I had lived a love story people envied. But grief doesn't just make you cry, it makes you search. It makes you dig through drawers, closets, boxes, desperate for pieces of the person you lost. And sometimes those pieces don't fit the way you expect. One rainy afternoon, I sat in his office surrounded by paperwork, bills, old receipts, random scraps of paper. Then, in the bottom drawer, hidden beneath old tax folders, I found it, an envelope, yellowed and fragile. On the front, in his handwriting, were the words, "Do not read." My hands trembled. My first thought? Maybe it was a love letter to me, something private he never wanted me to see. Or maybe instructions, something he couldn't say out loud. I shouldn't have opened it. But grief has a way of making you desperate. So I did. The words on the page still haunt me. It wasn't to me. It wasn't to our children. It was a confession. He admitted he had fallen in love with another woman, not a fling. Not a mistake, a relationship that lasted years. And the betrayal cut even deeper. He wrote about the son they had together. A child who grew up believing another man was his father. My chest tightened. I read the words again and again, hoping I had misunderstood, but it was clear. Clear. For decades, my husband lived a double life. Every late meeting, every unexplained trip. Every moment he pulled away from me. Suddenly, it all made sense. The man I thought I knew had been lying to me, to us, for nearly our entire marriage. I wanted so badly to crumple up that letter and pretend it didn't exist. But I couldn't. The letter named names, dates, an address in a nearby town. He had been there for birthdays. Graduations, milestones I never knew about. And the worst part? He used money from our savings to support them. The vacations we never took, the house repairs we put off. It wasn't bad luck. It was him funneling our life into someone else's. I sat in his chair for hours, staring at that paper, shaking. But eventually, I couldn't stop myself. I had to know if it was real. I drove to the address, a small, quiet house with flowers in the yard. When I knocked, a woman answered. Her eyes widened. She knew who I was instantly. And then from behind her, a young man appeared. He couldn't have been older than 20. The second I saw his face, my breath caught in my throat. He had my husband's eyes, his smile, his posture. It was like seeing a ghost. I didn't need a DNA test. I didn't need proof. I was staring at my husband's other life. But the worst part of the letter wasn't the confession. It was his request. He begged me, his wife of 30 years, to take care of them if anything ever happened to him. He wanted me to protect the very people he betrayed me with. It was as if he had written those words with no thought to how they would rip me apart. As if I was supposed to be both wife and replacement. News spread fast. My children, the family we had together, found out. And they were furious, betrayed. Confused, the other family demanded their share, waving the letter like a weapon. Soon there were lawyers, gossip, neighbors whispering behind my back. The man everyone praised at his funeral was gone. And in his place stood a liar, a cheat, and a stranger. I wasn't just grieving my husband. I was grieving the marriage I thought I had. The life I thought I knew. The man I thought he was.